Okay, I made it. If you are here for the first time, welcome. I am a realtor just outside the Philly area. And if you're joining me, you might be a realtor, you might be a cold caller, maybe both. And I'm a little bit late to this live because we had a settlement that was like down to the wire, literally reviewing numbers for the first time at settlement. So, I started a business based on cold calling. This is a second career for me. My husband and I are a team, and we've been working together for about 5 years. And now he's finally, and if you guys are watching this, please encourage him to get on live to cold call. He's not a cold caller, but I keep saying, like, why don't we make this like a coaching thing, right? Anyway, so as a second career, I felt as though I knew more people. Well, there were more people that I didn't know than actual people that I do know. And so rather than waiting around for my phone to ring, I decided to be proactive and I started cold calling years ago. Started off with for sale by owners, moved over to expireds, had great success with expireds for probably 2 years. And now I primarily circle prospect. Every once in a while, you might catch me calling in expired, maybe a FISBO if I'm feeling really ambitious. But for the time being, I'm circle prospecting. So if you're watching this, if you're watching the replay, say hello. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. I love when you guys interact. So we are going to get started. I'm on a Mojo 3-line dialer. I got a fresh little list yesterday. And so we're just going to kind of roll through it. I'm on Mojo, but I do have an Enzo dialer that I use during my like off days when I'm not streaming live. So I'm going to be on here until about 12:30 EST. And I'm just going to so I actually think that I'm going to pick a community that I just sold in. We just had settlement 10 minutes ago, just wrapped up. So we sold a house before it hit the it hit the market, but we never made it to the open house, and our seller got $20,000 above their list price. So they're super happy. They relocated down south, so they're super happy. I'm going to get started, but if you know me or if you know how I operate, we are primarily listing agents. We don't work with a ton of buyers, but if our seller does not make it to settlement, which most of them don't anymore, thank you. I am my coffee. And it is almost Sagittarius season. So if you are a fellow Sagittarius sister or brother, say hello. We get each other. But anyway, so if my sellers do not attend settlement, I don't go. I stopped attending settlement this year, as long as my seller's not there. If my client seller is there, I'm going, representing them. Otherwise, I could do a closing from my computer, get a signature, and I save about 2+ hours of my time and a lot of awkward forced conversations. So if it's my buyer, I'm going to walk through on settlement. Otherwise, I don't go to settlement because I rather be lead generating for more business. My shirt today is not super fitting. It says cocktails and coconuts. I don't drink a whole lot. I like a good cocktail every now and then, but it was just a shirt. I threw it on. And if you know me and you've been following me, this is super unfiltered. Sometimes you're going to get the raw, messy me, not really put together. So here we go. Call in this community. Let's see where we are here. How many we got? It's not a big community, so I'll probably kind of fly through this list. Yeah, I think I'll be good here. Hello, Lorraine. How are you? Is it grandbaby day? Are you watching your grandchild? I'm just kind of getting started here, and this is not a big list, which is all good. I actually kind of feel like some things are missing. Oh, nice. You're calling with me. I love that. All right, cool. Are you doing probates or are you circling? What you got going on? Okay. Oh, he's taking a nap. Good. So now you can be productive. I love that. All right, I'm gonna call this community, but I kind of feel like some things are missing. We're just gonna roll with it. Circle prospecting. Let's get it. All right, so I'm dialing about 189 dials today. So let's see. Okay. Okay. Let's get after it. All right. It's Tuesday. It's almost the end of the month. It's wicked. Literally next week is the last week of October. Wild. Absolutely wild. So it's like just flown by.
Using your touchtone phone, please enter your PIN number. You are now logged into the Mojo Dialer. Please press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
Start. Let's go. What do you sell and how many calls do I make in an hour? So if you're joining for the first time, welcome. I'm a real estate agent just outside of the Philly area. So I cover like the Philly burbs. And how many calls do you do in an hour? How many do you know what? I don't keep track of like how many it's calling. I keep track of the like how many contacts I get per hour. And so I average anywhere between like 9 to 15 an hour, depending on the day and depending on the lead source. What brings you here? Mind Reloader. Do you have a name? I gotta open up Bright so I know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm just kind of got just like a lead scrap paper, and I'm going to be jotting down my contacts, my leads, all that good stuff. Okay. All right. Lorraine, how's your pickup rate? I'm like, yesterday was not too bad for a Monday, but now I'm like, uh-oh, is it going to sneak up on me? Lorraine, what percentage of your business comes from cold calling? Good question. I'll have to pull up my tracker and see what we have. I will say that this is our first year where most of our business for the first time came through circle prospecting. So I'll have to like look on the bottom and see like what the percentages were for this year. This year we've sold. Hello? Michael?
Yes.
Oh, Michael, this is Ariella. I know you don't know me, and I don't know if I'm going to make you mad, but would I upset you if I told you I was just a realtor calling?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll keep this super brief. Listen, I know it's a long shot, but
Yeah.
I just sold your neighbor's house here on 412 Dara Drive. And seller ended up
Uh,
with multiple offers, went 20,000 over list price. I guess I don't suppose you had any future plans on considering a move if it made sense. Did you?
no, my kids are in high school, so we wouldn't really do anything until after high school.
Got it. Yeah, you don't want to be that parent that pulls your kids out of their high school.
Yeah, yeah. So, my daughter's in her senior year, and my son's in his sophomore year. So we don't want to move anytime before then.
Got it. I can definitely understand that. I guess, was it a thought that you had considered maybe once they were done high school? Or I guess it then depends on like, well, what does college look like? What does after high school look like? And do they end up staying local?
Yeah, yeah. But like, it's a hard no while they're in high school, and then after high school, it becomes a wait and see kind of decision. So yeah, we're not in a position to be selling right now.
Yeah, no, that is totally fair. And I appreciate the transparency. I guess knowing that you're not going anywhere anytime soon, or at least not for the next 2 years. I don't suppose you got any neighbors there you'd like to see me get rid of, would you?
Yeah, there's a ton. The whole neighborhood is completely changed, but I wouldn't know who's interested in going and who's not. I do know that there's a whole bunch of uh, people in these homes that are like empty nesters now. So um,
Yeah. Are you the original?
then again, there's this one couple that's old, and they said they downsized to this. So I was like,
Oh,
pretty big
really?
house to downsize to. But yeah. So
That's
yeah,
interesting. Yeah. Are you
but
an original owner here?
no, not.
No. Okay.
I moved in. I think it was like 2 years old. So there was an initial owner, and then we came in after it was 2 years built. So pretty new, pretty long standing resident, but not first owner.
Got it. Got it. Nope. That makes sense. But I appreciate you taking my call, and I realize it's not something that you're doing anytime soon. And listen, I can't blame you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the call.
Yeah. Hey, listen,
Have a
you
good
have a
one.
good day. You too. Bye bye.
You too.
Shoot. I was so distracted with that call. Oh my gosh. I have a settlement going on right now, and my seller already relocated. So I didn't go to settlement, but the buyer's agent thinks that they're coming to settlement. They're not. Shoot. I gotta check my email real quick. Hey, I'm on live right now, but did you get the CD for settlement? Because they're still waiting for that.
No, they never sent it to me. We only got the Ulta.
We only got the Ulta. Oof.
Never mind. mess. Don't take the company stuff.
They're a freaking mess. I know. And I accidentally said, I meant to say our seller is not attending settlement, but I forgot the not part.
Oh.
So he was like, your seller's not here yet. Like, oh shit. They're not coming. They're not even here. Ah,
Yeah.
all right. Gosh, I feel
I got stuff on.
okay. Can you just keep an eye on that?
What? Yeah, that's fine.
Wild. Okay. Okay. So that guy was not interested. He was at least 2 years out. He is going in a folder in my follow-up boss that is called future follow-up. This is somebody that I don't think is worthy of being in my CRM, because if they are in my CRM, that means I need to follow up with them at some point, but he's years out, right? So I'm going to make a note here, and every once in a while, I follow back up with the future follow-ups. I mean, he said his kids are in high school. The one still has 2 years, and then at that point, they need to decide. So these people could be 3, 4+ years out, not somebody that I would put in my CRM. So not going anywhere while they're here. Okay. So Lorraine, I got to go back and check the percentage. I just have to look at the numbers on my tracker. I don't know that off the top of my head. Jason says you watch from Switzerland. Awesome. Working on an AI recruitment startup. We're about to start the sales process and trying to get more info about calling. Awesome. Well, I don't know if this channel would be helpful, but you're certainly welcome to, hang out, chat, ask questions. 25, three contacts in 25 minutes. Okay. That's okay. That's probably what I'm going to be, because I keep pausing this thing. Not going anywhere while they're here. Still in high school. Okay. All right. All right. Next. Okay. Okay. All right. Hello? Jessica?
Hey.
Oh, hello? Hi, you don't sound like Jessica. Do I have the wrong number?
You probably do.
Got it. Sorry, I don't suppose.
Jessica who?
Yeah, I don't. Is this Armando?
Yes.
Oh, Armando, this is Ariella. You don't know me, and I'm just calling you out of the blue, but would I upset you if I told you I was just a realtor calling? Would I upset you if I told you I was just a realtor calling?
No.
Okay. I'll keep this really brief, and I know this is probably a long shot, but I just sold your neighbor's house here. There's more than what they listed. I don't suppose you had any future plans on considering a move, if it made sense. Did you? Are you there? Nope. Hung up. I think it's funny that they'll take the time to hear you out. Maybe because they're just so skeptical. And then just hang up. It's kind of funny. I guess maybe I'd be curious too. All right, I'm trying to live stream while still make sure this settlement wraps up.
Did they send the CD to your email?
No, I don't have anything yet.
Okay, I already emailed them asking for it.
Yeah, no, I don't have it yet. Okay. Holy moly, this day. It feels like a Monday. I know, it feels like a Monday, though. I should be careful. I'm going to start telling people, I hope I don't ruin your Monday. I got to put my heater on. Oh my gosh, you guys. I need to be a snowbird. It's way too cold here. I need, like, I don't know, a place down south, somewhere where I could, like, I don't know, still drive to if I wanted. All right, did you get the CD? Did you get it?
Yeah.
Should I print it real quick? What? Okay. Oh, hi, Miranda. That's actually a great observation. So Miranda says, and you know what? You're actually right. She says, as a Hispanic myself and fluent in both languages, I could tell he was not comprehending your reverse selling scripting. I would recommend cutting it off for folks whose first language is not English. Fabulous observation. And you're right. I do know that when there's a language barrier, there needs to be kind of get right to the point. You are so right. Fabulous observation. Today's date. Same thing, agent for. Thank you. Actually, even in Spanish, it would not be very applicable to the Hispanic culture. Yeah, fair enough. Great observation. Actually, what's so interesting about the settlement that's going on right now is that I actually made this call live to them back in, I want to say it was like June. Yeah, it was in June. I made first contact with them. It was like a wild, epic call. So July, August, September, October. So this was a 4-month turnaround circle prospect. Called, spoke to the husband, got an appointment right away. Rodney? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Rodney?
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you could hear me. This is Ariella, and I don't know if I'm going to make you mad, but I'm calling you out of the blue here. Would I upset you if I told you I was just a realtor calling?
A realtor.
Yeah, would that make you mad?
What do I need a realtor for? What do you call me for?
Yeah, I don't know if you need one. You probably don't. I know it's a long shot. Your neighbor here on Dara Drive got multiple offers, 20 over list price. I don't suppose you had any future plans on considering a move if it made sense, did you? No. What do I need a realtor for? All right, so he hung up. You sent that? Sweet. Okay. Not interested, clearly. So they tend to be very simplistic when it comes to trust and easy explanations. Trust is built on that. Anything else sounds suspicious due to corrupt Okay, background from us. Yeah, that's a really great observation. And I appreciate you popping that in there. That's actually really good. It's a good reminder for myself because sometimes I feel like I get on this like autopilot. And it is really good for those that are either watching this right now or watching the replay. It's very insightful. Very insightful. Yeah, when you get people with that tonality. Yeah, when I get people with that kind of tonality, I'm just kind of like super obnoxious back. Like I'm just trying to mirror and match their shitty attitude. And just be like, you probably don't need a realtor. You're gonna hate me. Yeah, so I actually took speaking of Hispanics, I had a seller that was hello? Alan? Hello? Hello? Are you there? I actually took a seller. It was an expired seller. It's probably like a year and some change ago. And she was from Puerto Rico. She was actually relocating back to Puerto Rico. And there was definitely a language barrier. And I ended up having a co-lister there with me, a Spanish-speaking agent in my office who was kind of just like the buffer in the situation. And it worked out really nicely. However, it got a little, not complicated, but I think the co-lister maybe took on more than a co-lister would or should because of the barrier. So I think what I had learned from that experience is I think I would just be better off sending it out and just getting a referral. That would probably be my best bet. So, yeah. Yeah, I believe what you're saying with them, like feeling once they've built the trust, they then feel like they could refer you to anybody. So great. I mean, very insightful. Ryan? Hello? Nope. All right. So I've been calling for almost 24 minutes, 3 contacts. I'm on the same wavelength as you, Lorraine. Actually, it would be nice if I could get through this whole list. 189. Let's get after it. I had like meetings all morning today with like our team, our VA. Just kind of a lot going on towards the end of the year. I'm waiting for like photos back from our photo event, and then next month we do a pie event. So we give out apple pumpkin pies. It's like this, you guys probably know, it's like a common realtor thing. But we've done it for the last couple of years, and it's been really nice because we'll drop it off at our clients' houses and just to like see them and see what they've done in the house, and they'll invite us in. Like, it's a whole day thing. I actually really enjoy it. And I think it was last year, we had my son with me because he was off from school. It's just cool. I think it's just another way that I continue to try to like build this. Hello? Alan? Hello? Hello? Build this like sphere-based business. Like I mentioned, I was saying earlier, this is the first year that the majority of our business is through sphere of influence, whether that be repeat business through like investors, referrals, or just people that we know. The title company does stink. Huh? It does, right? Like, it's so stupid. Hey, Google, next song. Hi, Wing. Hello? Hello? Oh, there's a lot of that, like, pick up with nobody saying anything. Thanks, Miranda. Actually, Lorraine always knows what music I'm listening to because she can hear it. But usually when I go back into like when I re-listen to my replays, I don't think you can hear it on my replays. And I can't work without music. And believe it or not, that is on volume 1. It's like the lowest. But I appreciate that. Hi, Linda. Hello? Hello? Oh, I don't know how I feel about today's pickup rate. What the heck? I'm curious what you guys are doing in your business when it comes. Hi, William. Hello? Hello? William?
Thanks.
Oh.
Please stay on.
Jesus, it scared me. Oh my gosh. I'm curious what you guys do in your business for like your sphere. Do you have like a specific plan or like nurture situation that you do for your sphere of influence that you feel like? Hi, Chris. Hello? Hello? I didn't check my spam numbers because they were good yesterday, so I didn't feel like I usually only check them when they like come up as spam, like through calls. So now I didn't. So a lot of people, like when they get business through their sphere, I often think it's not, they don't get referrals because there was a plan for them to get referrals. It was just maybe out of luck. It was maybe just something that fell in their lap because they had a friend or somebody that had referred you. But I'm curious if anyone has like a real sensible tactical plan and what you do for your sphere, because this is the first year I've implemented a real plan. I mean, I broke it down for each quarter. And it took me, and I basically, now that the year's almost over, most of the things I've implemented, some of it I didn't implement because I just wasn't feeling it. It wasn't aligned with what I wanted. So what's really cool is like going into next year, I know exactly what we're doing because now it's like true and tested. Whether we liked it, it worked, we got good feedback. So I'm curious if you guys do anything that you think has either made headway, pushed the needle, or really just, I feel like when it comes to nurturing your sphere, it's not always this like direct return, right? It's something that might happen through time or you stay top of mind. But I'm curious if what you've done or plan to do that you think will be received really well. Just starting as a new. Hi, William. Hello. Dang, what the heck? My sphere will be limited due to that for now. I will be moving on from the team in a few months as I gain experience. Yeah. My sphere. Yeah, I mean, my piece of advice is it's not how many are in your sphere, but it is the service and the quality that you offer to your existing sphere. I think that's what it is about. I think that if you treat every single client like they are your only client, that's a great place to start. All right, I'm going to stop this and I'm going to check my numbers because this is freaking annoying. Okay, I'm going to call you, okay? I can't get it together. I turn the heater on. I feel hot. I turn it off. I'm cold. Goodness. Can it just be summer? All right, I'm calling you.
Good.
Good, okay. So Miranda, I'm curious, since you're on a team, what what do you see that the team does, or what made you join that particular team, right? Like, what value do you think you're gaining, or have you already gained? And what do they implement as a team that you could see yourself implementing once you choose not to be with the team? Or better yet, what will you not do? Or what do you not like that you will not do when you're on your own? I always say my best learnings were from people that showed me things that I don't want to do and I don't want to act. That is my best learnings ever. Okay, so these numbers are good. This pickup rate is just dog shit. All right, I got 45 more minutes on this dialer. I need this to participate in this session. Okay, so you see a lot of national trainers dangling all kind of shiny objects for agents, lots of videos on YouTube from agents. Our company also has a great training, including sphere of influence. Awesome. So, like, are you taking these trainings and you're learning negotiations, see how they lead gen, follow up with their ISAs? I'm new to the area. I moved from the Midwest and don't know anyone here in Northern Virginia. Okay. I mean, I think that's smart to be on a team, being new to the area, kind of learning the ropes. How are they lead generating? Are they cold calling also? Yeah, I can see how that would help bring you comfort, some confidence, and just feeling like you have, someone in your corner. I think that real estate could be really lonely if you're not on a team, in the office, showing up, collaborating. It can be really lonely. You should be surrounded by people.
Growth initiatives on the sales side. We have a number of initiatives on the platform and publisher.
Hello?
6401.
All right, we're all wrapped up. Carrie? Hello? Hello? Damn. Facebook and Google Ads, mass mailings. It's a very well-known team leader. That's great. Massive open houses for the listings. We hold them as much as we can. I can choose to work when I want. Hi, Kim.
2475.
The downside is I can't control where to go show homes. Got it. Meaning that like you're being fed buyer leads and you just, I guess, take them despite where they're located, which I guess is tricky for you because it sounded like you were doing quite a bit of traveling. It's so interesting. So like if they get, so are they feeding you leads through Facebook and Google ads where you still need to convert them? Like, so they're still technically pretty cold leads then, would you say so? I'm so curious to hear about that. Hi, Ellen.
Yeah, hi. Is it Roberta?
Oh, no, this is Ariella. I know you don't know me and I'm just calling out of the blue, but I guess would I upset you if I told you I was just a realtor calling?
Yeah, but we're just not interested in selling. So thank you anyway. Have a
Hey,
good day.
you too. Thanks for taking my call. Take care.
Oh. Hang a minute.
Okay, I'll hang up, I guess. Okay. What did she say? Roberta?
Mhm.
Roberta? Hi, Scott. Hello.
Hello?
Oh, you don't sound like Scott. Do I have the wrong number?
You do. You have, this is his wife.
Got it. Okay. So I'm not, yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you could help me out, but this is Ariella,
Okay.
and I know I'm calling you just totally out of the blue. I guess, would I upset you if I told you I was just a realtor calling?
No, you wouldn't.
Okay.
No, I am completely aware.
Okay. So I know this might be a long shot, but your neighbor over here on Dara Drive, we just sold them for 20,000 over list price, and there were a couple buyers that ended up
Mhm.
missing out. So, and I know this is a long shot, but I don't suppose you had any future plans on considering a move if it made sense. Did you?
I don't know. That's a very good question. I'm honestly not sure. I would hazard to say no. But yeah, I don't know.
It's a loaded
Yeah,
question,
that's
right?
a weird way to answer it. It is. Yeah, I'm honestly not certain. I can take your number and then we can talk and either one of us could get back to you.
Yeah, no, I think that's totally fair. And I know I caught you off guard. It's a very random question and you don't even know me, right? I'm just a stranger. I'm just a realtor that sold in your community. And most of the time when I make these calls, no one's really looking to make a move. I guess what would cause you to have some hesitation? I mean, you're in a great community. You guys are in a
Right.
great area. What would cause you to even consider the chaos of moving?
Exactly, which is why, I think that it's something that we have entertained, but also because of the way the market is right now, even though it would be good on the getting out end, the getting in would be also not so smooth. So that's, I think, where we have hesitated, to be quite frank, but it has been something that we have considered. So that's why I say, I could take your name and, we could certainly give you a call. But yeah, like I said, I don't know that we are, but we've thrown it around also.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's why it wasn't overly shocking.
Okay. And I guess And you're right. I don't think that selling will be a problem. It's always the question of where do we go? And does it end up just being this lateral move that might not make any sense at all, which could happen too.
Right.
I guess
Exactly.
I guess if that were even a consideration, would the plan be to maybe stay local or even consider relocating altogether?
I would imagine it would be local. I shouldn't say I would imagine it would be local.
Right, right. Even though you might not want to, but no, that's okay.
Exactly.
I
Right.
I get it. Actually, the neighbors we just moved ended up moving down south, and that's just a totally different marketplace right now. So
Demographic.
and
Sure.
market, yeah. So they kind of made out where down there is more of a buyer's market, and here it's still somewhat a seller's market. So that's why I was just curious if that was even part of the plan. Here's what I'm happy.
Relocate. Yeah, relocating wouldn't be. It would be local. So that's part of the hesitation as to whether or not does it make sense.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've been around.
Yeah,
but
listen,
I don't know if it makes sense being on the buyer end. Being the seller end is great, but because we'd be local, I don't know that it would be kind of a lateral move.
Yeah, I think it depends on what the next 5-10 years look like. Oftentimes I say it's not like, even if it feels like a lateral move, I think it's often wise to even consider, well, what does that lifestyle now look like? Could it afford you more time to have different hobbies and less maintenance, or whatever that might look like? It's usually a life conversation, not always just a move conversation. And sometimes it makes sense.
Exactly.
Sometimes it doesn't. In either way is totally fine. But here's what I'm happy to do. I'm happy to send you an email with my resume. You can at least put a face to our conversation. And if you think it makes sense to just have an exploration conversation, obviously no strings attached. I'm certainly happy to do that if you're not opposed to it.
Okay, sure.
Okay, Cheryl, what is
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it. I'll send this over right now then. Thanks, Cheryl.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. She didn't really answer my last.
You didn't give her a chance to answer.
That was interesting. So that was interesting. So there is some desire to move. They're worried about, they're kind of like, we tossed around the idea. We don't know where we would go, if we, what we would get. So that was not bad of a conversation. She didn't seem surprised to hear from me. So she must have, I don't know, talked to some agents before at some point. She manifested, yes. I like it. So we'll see. Okay. I like it. I like it. All right. I got to make sure this is all cleaned up before I push it through to follow-up boss. Okay, so let's see here. We're probably going to move at some point. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, save. All right, so everything looks good. I'm going to put this in. For now, I'm going to put it in as a contact or lead for right now. Did we ever get the closing docs for?
I haven't seen.
No, okay. And then I'm going to hit contact. All right. Miranda, going back to you, the leads show up in my personal follow-up boss, or we can go fish in the pond of unresponsive leads. Oh, interesting. ISA is working for the team, follow up and nurture them, and then set up showing appointments. Interesting. So it sounds like they. Hi, Ken.
Hello. Yes.
Oh, Ken, this is Ariella. I know you don't know me, and I'm just calling you out of the blue, but would I really upset you if I told you I was just a realtor calling?
You were just what?
If I was just a realtor calling, would that upset you?
No, what are you calling for? I'm in the middle of school. I'm so sorry.
Got it. No worries. I'll let you go.
Bye-bye.
I hope that wasn't a teacher. People always do that. I've had multiple teachers like, I'm in the middle of class, I'm teaching class. Why are you answering the phone? Like, gosh, I hope my kids' teachers don't do that. That's weird. That's like me answering a phone call in the middle of a listing presentation. That's goofy unless it was like an emergency. Miranda, yeah, your team seems like they have a nice flow. How big is that team? Did they want a single house or a condo? Get rid of the house maintenance or lower utilities insurance? Seems a bit unsure. Yeah, she totally seemed unsure. I didn't dig deeper because it was a first call conversation. And oftentimes I get reluctance if I'm asking way too many like questions when they're still uncertain what they're doing. I did establish a nice little rapport with her. So I just sent her an email with she got an email with my resume. I'm going to send her a text. And let's see. Okay, and then I'm going to text her, make sure. All right, let's keep it moving. Finally found you online. I was just watching another video of yours, actually listening to it while I work. Nice. Communication first. Do you have a name? James, Hi there. Thanks for joining. I'm on a team, but my team lead is referral based and I get no leads. So I have to do my own lead gen. I've only been licensed for 7 months and wondering why I'm not on my own at this point. That is a really good point. So I guess my question is, do you get other support in other ways? In other words, does your team come with a transaction coordinator? Does it come with an assistant? Does it come with other marketing? Do they cover other costs that you don't have to pay for, right? Do they pay for marketing, pictures, anything like that? Because if Nancy? Oh, Nancy? Hello? Hello? All right, they hung up. I got to text this lady. Okay, so okay, let me just make sure I do something real quick. Cheryl.
And they get ready to go.
Wait. Oh, shoot. I forgot you had that meeting.
I emailed the title asking for the final docs.
Okay. Sounds good. Bill texted me, told him that we're good. I told him that I'm just going to call him this afternoon. Just
I asked for a wire confirmation when they send it out too, that we can share with you.
that's perfect. Thank you. Thanks so much for taking my call. I just sent you an email that sometimes sneaks into spam. When you get a moment, when you get a minute, would you please let me know you received it? So one of the things that I do is once I have some type of lead or someone's going into my follow-up boss, two things then happen. I have it automatically set up for the first thing. The first thing is they get an email with my resume and a short video. So I have a short video that's unlisted on YouTube that basically they could put a face to a conversation. And then I attach a resume. And then directly after that, like a couple minutes later, I send them a text just saying, hey, this is Ariella. This is my personal cell phone number. Just wanted to make sure my email didn't sneak into spam. If you could let me know when you have a minute. And that's it. I'm going to keep it moving. Yes, thank you for reporting that. That was super weird, and I'm not even going to acknowledge it. Oh, Paulo. Now here trying to think about a good cold call opener. I really need to get it going. Is it safe to assume you're in real estate? Are you a realtor? And James, I'm curious to pick up that conversation again about if your team, supports in maybe other ways, except for just giving. Dennis?
Yes.
Oh, Dennis, this is Ariella, and I'm calling you completely out of the blue. I know you weren't expecting a call from me, but would I make you really mad if I told you I was just a realtor calling?
Yeah, I'm really not interested. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Take care. Bleh. Bleh. Dry. Dry as a raisin, baby.
It's not fair to raisins.
Not fair to raisins. Yeah, raisins are pretty good. Raisins, you either love them or you hate them. There's no in between.
Stop. Now you're smiling.
Listen, this is such a mundane thing. And actually, if you have a problem with it, I think that you should
On the
come,
other hand, no, raisins are amazing. You're
right? I think on the other hand, you should come swing your chair over here.
Yep.
Let's give these people a nice coaching session. They want to hear your tone fluctuation, your script. They want to see you fumble. They want to see you sweating. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you have considered cold calling, but you're just terrified, just like we all were in the beginning, my husband is the perfect example of just when I talk about this, and if you guys start commenting like, yes, get him on here, he will start sweating.
I'm
Like
leaving the house.
he's literally leaving. That's how uncomfortable he is. Oh my, Paul?
Hello, we are not available now.
Bye.
Bye. Text me later.
Yep.
Are you going like that?
Yes.
No, you're not.
After August? Yes, I earned it.
Why after August? You see what you did there? As a newer agent on a team, all I do is show homes, and negotiation are helped by the team lead office manager. I like it for now with the support on my team. The split is 60-40. I'm okay for now. Okay.
520.
So this is a really interesting conversation. Earlier this year, my husband and I were like, I think that we need to add to our team. Our schedule doesn't allow for us to work with all buyers. In other words, when it comes to evenings and weekends, right? That's when a lot of buyer agents are working. That tends to be tricky for us because we have 3 kids and we don't have a ton of support. So evenings and weekends tend to be a little hard. And we found this hole in our business where we were like, we're not showing up for buyers the way that we should, and we need help. So we decided to loosely hire a buyer's agent who was on our team for some time. I mean, maybe like 5-ish months. And we very specifically said, hey, we're going to create this like probation period to make sure that you're happy, we're happy, you feel like you're getting value, we're getting value. And we ultimately decided 5 months later that it just wasn't a good fit. And it was really hard, right? It was really hard to come to the decision after someone was with us for 5 months. And we don't pay for ads. So the way that she was given business was through our open houses or through any buyers that come to us directly through pipeline referrals. So there was still some expectation that she would generate her own leads, but it was very reflectant on the commission split, meaning the more work she did, the more commission she took. And our whole goal with hiring a buyer's agent was never to feel like we're going to get rich off of a buyer's agent. It was more like we need the leverage and we can't have these holes in the business. That's what it was really about. Ultimately, it didn't work out because I think circumstances didn't allow for a lot of like drive and passion. And like, we really wanted somebody that was going to show up the way that we show up, or at least close to it. And so it ultimately didn't work out. But going back to the comment that I think it was James had put, when we let her go, it was hard. And I think what made it really hard was the fact that she had told us how much value she found in us through being a part of our team. And I had acknowledged that, like, listen, I know we're not throwing leads down your throat. You kind of get what you work for. You get our open house and any of our buyer leads or sign calls, like that's all you. But we had other ways that we were able to support her through a virtual assistant that we have, through eventually it was going to be a TC that we no longer have. But long story short, I think that being on a team and being a team leader, like it's like a science. There's so many things that need to align so that both parties are happy. And people feel like that the time and money exchange is even. Otherwise, it makes it tricky for that kind of commitment. You don't have any kids, so I can work as much. There you go. Yeah. I mean, I have 3 kids, so timing is not always on my side, which is why I specifically wanted to build a listing-based business where it felt
Trying to reach is not available.
felt more predictable. I had more control. More importantly, I had more control over my schedule. It's rare that I work on weekends. I rarely work nights. I'm literally Monday through Friday. I set my listing appointments up in the afternoon as best as I can. If I absolutely have to, I will. And I'm not against it. It's just I don't have the time commitment to run around and show 7 houses over the weekend, nor do I really want to. You are not a realtor. You have a tiny web design agency, but love your videos because you have the resilience, calm, and patience that I want to have. Your videos are really very helpful. Well, I appreciate that. I promise you, resilience came through years. Calm.
Thank you for calling Hollycong Middle School. Calls may be recorded for quality.
Calm is something I've built a muscle for in addition to patience, but I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. I promise you I was not born that way.
Hi, you've reached Kelly and Scott. Leave.
Hey Google, next song.
If you can't get to the phone right now, please leave me a message. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. Have a great day.
David?
No?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. You don't sound like David. Am I just way off here?
Okay. Who is this?
I don't know if I was way off here. Oh, shoot. I actually already called her before. She was in my CRM. Let's see. They're 3 years out. All right. Hi there. What if you were to hire a showing agent for buyers? That is what I do. So actually, funny you say that. We tossed around 3 different scenarios. That would be, one was a buyer's agent, which we tried. And I think right now I need a little bit of a break because my time commitment moving forward is going to be to training in ISA, which is going to be very heavy on my time. But I'm not opposed to a buyer's agent in the future if it just kind of fell on my lap, but I'm not going to actively look for it right now. And the other idea was, hey, do we just completely refer out the business? All the buyer business gets referred out. We ask for 30%. That was an option. Or hire a showing agent. The trouble with a showing agent is I am a creature of habit and I like consistency. So my plan would be to hire a designated person who makes X amount of percentage off of my deal after we close out. So we've thought about that. The downside to just giving out a referral is that any other like business that they get through that referral does not stay within our CRM. So yes, I thought about a showing agent, but more specifically, someone that, let's just say I pay them, 10% of a sale once we're all wrapped up and they've showed, whether that be they showed 1 house or they showed 20 houses, right? I think that's kind of what we were toying around with. And it's something we'll have to utilize I think, moving forward for the time being. And the only way we do work with we've made a very specific criteria with buyers, and sometimes we'll steer away from it, but for the most part, they need to fit a certain criteria, which means we can show them houses during the day, during the week. They are within a specific radius of us, and they're in a specific price point that we want to. So if they hit those 4 things, we will do buyers. So that's kind of where we're at, but it's definitely a lot to navigate. Some agents in my company get paid just for showing homes only. Yeah. We have that too, right? We're a big company. There's over 300 realtors. So yeah, there are some showing agents, but again, I like consistency. I don't love just anybody, I just want to make sure that they're still getting an experience. So that's, I think, where like my pickiness comes in.
A voice mailbox.
All right, I'm on here for 10 more minutes. But the style sesh has been not great.
Press 1 now to continue this call in English.
Para continuar en español, presione 9.
Hi, Helen.
Please leave your message for Hi, you've reached Amy. Leave me a message and I'll call you.
I love this interaction that we have here, though, with I feel like there's always so much to learn from other people, and
I'll see if this person is available.
I just feel like there's always something to learn, right? Okay. So I'm circle prospecting this neighborhood, in which I've circled before, which is how I got my settlement today. And Joanne hung up. And so what's nice is I'm circle prospecting, told them I just sold, and they're getting a just sold postcard within the mail in the next week or so. So just trying to stay top of mind.
Hello.
Hi, Steven.
Hello. I'm sorry.
I was looking for Steven, but I don't know if I've got the wrong number.
No, my name's Mike. Who's calling?
Oh, sorry about that. This is Ariella. I don't suppose you're the
No, they just recently bought the home, but I can talk to them, and
Yeah.
if they're ever interested, have them reach out to you.
Hey, no worries. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Take
Have a nice
care.
day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's so funny when it's like the kids' cell phone numbers, right? The adult children. And they're like, no, they don't want to move. I'm like, okay. It's goofy. I'm just going to give them a call. Okay.
Please leave a message and we'll get back to you.
Okay. I'm gonna have to pick up this list. Nikki?
Hi, this is Steph. Leave me a message.
I'm gonna have to pick up this list on Thursday. I will be back here live on Thursday. I have like 5 more minutes here.
You for calling. No one is available to answer your call.
And I have a
Hello?
I don't know why I feel like I called this lady. It was weird. All right, they have this as a rental. Does Mojo call the next number in the record if you delete the son? Yes. So I could basically do bad number, delete him out of there, and it'll go to the next one. That's exactly what I'll do. Or what I do. So this community, Thomas?
You've reached Trish.
This community is both detached homes and townhomes. So I think it's moving on to the townhomes right now. Or some of it actually. Hi, John. Nope. Alex? Hello? Hello? I don't know if I've got the wrong number. Alex? People love answering and not saying anything. Drives me mad. Like, it's crazy. Hi, Allah. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I was calling Allah, but I don't know if I have the wrong number.
No. Who's calling?
Sure, this is Ariella.
That's my mom.
Oh, got it. Okay, this is Ariella. I don't.
So what do you want me to spell it?
Sure. Well, I guess I don't suppose you're the owner. The silent numbers, maybe free landlines, numbers that come with the cable TV. Maybe. I think a lot of them end up being like a home line, like a landline that they do answer. I don't know actually. But that definitely does happen.
To an automatic voice message.
All right.
Hello?
Oh, Kurt? Hi, Kurt.
Nope.
Oh, sorry about that. This is Ariella. I don't suppose you're the that. I think I'm way off then.
I mean, I do live there, but I'm not the owner.
Got it. Okay, it's just a rental then, right?
Not really. That hurts my father.
God. Okay. Sounds good. No worries. I appreciate you letting me know that.
No problem.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
So, father owns it. Son lives there. Yeah. He's not going to kick his son out. All right. I need the power of one more. Power of one more. So if you know me, every time my calling session's done, I always just wait for one more contact before I
System.
before I
2.
feel
1.
like my calling session is really done. But this has not been a great calling session. Hour 20 minutes, 7 contacts. Oof, that's bad. Old numbers from a few years ago that may have not been used and not reported much lately, but still stay with. Yeah, I guess it's possible. I guess it's possible. Hi, Layla. How are you? You're here. You're live with me. I'm so happy you're here. You and I were supposed to discuss something that I said that I would talk about over my next.
Hello?
Hi, Chris.
This is not Chris.
Oh, good.
Who's it?
Goodness. I'm sorry. This is Ariella. I don't suppose to buy it. I don't even know if it's for sale. I'm just a realtor, but is this like your family's property or something?
Yeah, no, I think my parents own it.
Got it. Okay. They probably just keep this as like a rental or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no interest in selling it, but thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye. So a lot of these like townhomes in this community end up people buy as investment properties. So yeah, why would you sell it if you got a great rental there? Yes. Okay. Please remind me. I'm done my calling session, but you caught me here. So please just refresh my memory that I told you I would talk to you about something on live. So if you don't mind just refreshing my memory, because I would like to do that before I hop off. That was my power of one more, by the way. It was someone's kid that answered that they're not selling their property. Okay. Okay, yes. So we were going to talk about follow-up. Let me just actually see here more specifically. Let me see what we had. I know we went back and forth through a couple of comments. So I did reply to one of your questions through one of my lives when it comes to follow-up. You were saying that you were having a hard time being consistent, which we all sometimes have that problem. Oh, here's what I wanted to tell you about. You were having a hard time with follow-ups and deciding, feeling like maybe, I don't know if you feel like you're turning your wheels or what's going on. So when you are sitting down and you're like, all right, it's time to do follow-ups, if there is somebody in your CRM or your follow-ups that you feel reluctant to call, sometimes, not always, but sometimes you're reluctant to call because they are just not a true lead. You may have just stuffed your pipeline and this is not just you, because I've done this in the past too. In the past, I have stuffed my pipeline to help justify my calling session was productive, when in fact, it wasn't a real lead. So if you are circle prospecting, and I don't know if you are, I find that circle prospecting happens to be the higher chance that you stuff your pipeline with no real leads. So my favorite question goes like this. If someone's like, yeah, I'm going to sell in a couple years, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll say do you have a real, whatever my, script is at the time. But the last question I ask is this: Layla, I make a lot of these calls, and sometimes I find that homeowners ask me to call them back because that's just their nice way of telling me that they're not interested. Is that what's happening here? One of two things happen. They're either like, yeah, I'm not really going to sell. I'm like, great. You didn't hurt my feelings. You can move on. I can move on. Now I don't have to waste my time thinking I got a lead. We squashed it. Fine. Or they'll say, no. We're definitely going to sell. Something's causing me not to sell. I need to retire. I need my kids to finish school, whatever that might look like. That is the most disqualifying question I ask. You're not just trying to be nice here, are you? Because I can handle the truth. I'm a big girl. You could be honest with me. I'll say stuff like that. And then if I find myself in a position where I've followed up, and then I don't hear from them, depending on our way of communicating, whether it be text, email, or sometimes I'll even do a voice text, and I'll do this Dear John message where it's basically like, I get the feeling that you're not really interested in talking to me and you might want to tell me to kick rocks. Is that what's happening here? If not, no big deal. So it's kind of like this love letter that I'm pushing them away. And one of two things happen. I either don't hear from them and then silence speaks very loudly, or they'll say, no, they'll respond and say, no, I was just busy. I was just whatever that looks like. Every so often, depending on the motivation that I've gained from an initial lead, will determine if I'm still going to follow up with them, even if I haven't heard back. Because there are times, it's very situational, right? That I'll follow up, but maybe lead from value, right? So I'll serve them. I'll send them stuff. I'll let them know about stuff. And I just know maybe it's not good timing, but they're going to move eventually. I might still choose to follow up with them, even if I never hear from them. So a lot of it is intuitive. A lot of them is just kind of putting it in their face and letting them make the decision. But I think trying to disqualify makes the most sense. I hope that's helpful. Yes, you do Circle Prospect. Yeah, Circle Prospect tends to be, I think, the easiest way that people make you feel like they're going to sell eventually. And there's a lot of things that need to happen before somebody to sell. They need to have the desire, the ability, and they need to go somewhere, right? So like just because people say, yeah, I would sell if I got a good number. Well, anybody would sell if they got a good number and they got a deal on their next house, right? That's a no-brainer. Perfect. Yeah. If you have any other questions, let me know. You did not ask if he was thinking about buying himself or what plans the parents have for the house. I didn't. He sounded young. There was another address there that was their primary address, and this was an investment property. So they had a renter in there. I don't know. I didn't. But if you guys have any other questions, comment, or just watching the replay, feel free to comment. I will be in touch and I will comment back. I will be back on Thursday at 11 EST. Make it a great day, make it a better week. And I hope you guys get some leads, score some appointments, and better yet, get some listings. All right. Take care.